Broadcasting from Park Avenue West, you're watching WMFD Television, Channel 68.1, Mansfield.
This program discusses sensitive mental health issues, including suicide. Viewer discretion is advised.
Maybe an hour after we got the message that we lost Danny, Danny's sister said to us, we were all crying, and she says, "What do we do? What do we tell people?" And I'm like, "Baby, we got to tell them the truth. This is nothing that can be hidden, because otherwise the suicide will win."
We're not mental health professionals. It's just something that happened to our family. We direct people other places. And most important of all, I think, don't quit. Keep fighting. Keep living. Things will get better.
Good evening and welcome to Sparking the Conversation. We are 33 Forever, and I'm Donna Heck, and this is my husband Jeff. We are so excited to bring you weekly half-hour messages, stories, and resources surrounding mental health and mental health challenges. The show's purpose and hope is to provide both information and inspiration, making all the conversations about mental health the norm.
Mike Noser, who's 41 years old, views life differently today after trying to end his own life 13 years ago. We're very pleased to have Mike as our guest this evening. Mike Noser, welcome to Sparking the Conversation.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
We're really happy that you're here too. So You have a very dramatic and important story, we think, to tell our viewers tonight. And so, before we get to the details of that story, why don't you tell us a little bit about you? You're originally from this area, you grew up in this area, and tell us a little bit about Mike Noser.
Yes, I grew up in this area. I was adopted as an infant. Mother and father are Carolyn and Paul Noser, who currently live over on the east side of Worcester. And they're great people, showed me a good life. I actually went to St. Peter's School through 5th grade and then ended up going to Lexington and graduating from Lexington in 1997, which was good. Spent a lot of time enjoying myself when I was younger. Did a lot of fishing and things like that with my father. Played a lot of soccer when I was younger, which I loved playing soccer. Just a real enjoyable sport. And, had a good life growing up. And I enjoyed myself. I thought I had it made.
Yeah.
And, not too bad, but I found myself grasping for straws.
Did you go off to college after you graduated high school, and did you have a plan in any way to pursue a college degree or some sort of a trade of any kind?
Well, I took a year's worth of courses at the University of Toledo. Okay. And I really didn't go to any of the classes. Okay. I was busy using substances and, that sort of thing, which kind of, hung on for what I was doing in high school.
Yeah, let's talk about that a minute, Mike. So as we were talking, getting ready for the show, you had shared with us that you found yourself using substances in high school, and some of those things got worse as time went on, more dramatic, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, so what was, did you have mental health problems that you were aware of as a kid in high school, or was it just kind of going along with the crowd and doing some things and trying something and going something else?
I never stopped and thought to myself, well, man, you might have a problem. But, it started when I was younger, junior high and such, using tobacco. It led to alcohol, led to marijuana, led to LSD, led to painkillers and sedatives, and, eventually, I've done some cocaine and heroin, things like that, and I just, one thing led to the next, and a lot of marijuana I smoked. I spent a lot of time just making sure that I was smoking good weed.
Okay, so in in retrospect, do you think that since you were smoking as much as you were, that you were trying to numb any pain or numb some memories, or just not really ready to face reality as it was at that point?
Well, of course, anyone who uses substances, they're doing it to block something,
right?
Whether they know it or not. They may not know what it is, but they want to be numb to the world, and that's what substances do for you.
Right.
They make you numb to the world.
So as you got a little bit older, then you said you spent a year in college, and then you came back to the Mansfield area, and what did you do at that point?
I worked around here and had some reasonable jobs, you know, enough to make money to buy my drugs and such, you know, which I did. I spent most of it on drugs, and, you know, just bad things.
Well, your story is not different than a lot of people who you know, meddle in the drug world. And last week we had on people from Catalyst, and the ladies shared about people going there for treatment and, again, using drugs to numb things and if they'd have alcohol issues. But normally an alcohol or a drug issue is oftentimes intermixed with a mental health issue. And I think I read that you lost a friend to an overdose of LSD.
Well, I didn't lose a friend.
Okay.
But he was really messed up for a matter of a couple of years.
Okay.
You know, in fact, it happened at my house.
Okay.
You know, and at the time, you know, my parents, I'm sure, figured that I was smoking marijuana and such, but I had to go upstairs and wake up that, you know, hey, you might want to get up, so-and-so's down here. I think we did too much LSD.
Oh, gosh.
You know, of course, that was ugly scene.
Yeah.
You know, but he's recovered, so.
Did you ever go for any treatment at that time?
No.
No. Okay.
And did your folks try to get any kind of treatment for you at that period of time, or was that just something they were just surviving day to day as well?
Well, they were surviving it, and, you know, they were under the impression that I wasn't going to do that stuff anymore.
Right.
And what,
Yeah.
you know, I did, you know.
So, Mike, let's take a quick break. Let's come back in a few minutes. We're going to talk more about Mike Nozer's story and the very important message that he's got today as a part of his journey. We'll be back in a minute.
Catalyst Life Services, a comprehensive behavioral health organization, has been serving the community for 70 years. Our wide array of wraparound services and our ability to treat the whole person is what sets us apart. It's everything you need in one place: mental health, crisis, detox and addiction services, case management, and peer recovery support. We even offer vocational programming to get you back to work. Catalyst Life Services. Call today and get the help you need.
33 Forever was founded by the family and friends of Danielle Leedy.
Our amazing daughter, who was a vibrant, strong, professional young woman, lost a long battle to chronic depression in February of 2019.
33 Forever was created to both honor Danny's life, as well as her longtime passion to raise awareness and empower those struggling with depression, anxiety, self-worth, and suicidal thoughts.
Visit our website to learn more. We are 33 Forever.
Hi, I'm Joetta Magruder-Polk with Richland County Children's Services. You can make a difference in a child's life. Become a Richland County Children's Services foster care parent. Richland County Children's Services has an average of 120 children in custody with close to 60 foster homes. Out of the 120 children, 30% of them are teenagers. These are children who, through no fault of their own, need a safe and loving home. Foster homes for teens are especially needed. We need people willing to open their hearts and homes to the teenagers that so badly need stability and structure in their lives as they grow into adulthood. These children often have trauma and are longing for a loving family and a place to call home. Please call today, 419-774-4100. That's 419-774-4100. Learn more about the impact you can make by being a foster parent for Richland County Children's Services.
This program discusses sensitive mental health issues, including suicide. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Sparking the Conversation on WMFD. We are talking tonight with Mike Nozer, a wonderful young man, so inspirational, who's telling us his story. We learned a little bit about Mike's life growing up in Lexington, graduating from Lexington High School. When you were 28 years old, on January 8th of 2008, something happened that day, obviously, that changed your life. Can you tell us the moments leading up to it and exactly what did happen?
Well, I don't recall exactly what happened leading up to my attempted suicide. All I know is I was upset with the world and myself. The bottom line was I hated myself. And I just thought, well, who needs me around? I don't like me, so I thought I'd try and kill myself, and I did.
So, Mike, when in the aftermath of that, we'll get to that in a minute, but leading up to it, I think one of the things you shared with us before, as we kind of got to know you before the show, was that the drugs and the alcohol and the substance use and abuse that you were doing at that point, you felt like that had a significant impact on kind of how you were feeling about yourself at that point.
Well, yes, it did, I liked doing a lot of the depressants, the painkillers and the sedatives and the alcohol, and mixed them all together. There was a lot of marijuana, which, I loved, and I mixed them all, and just, my intent while doing these things was to get a buzz in such a way that I just didn't want to move. I'd just sit there,
Right.
And I did that,
Mm-hmm.
And as I recall, on the day, in the days leading up to my attempted suicide, I was unable to get there,
You couldn't get high enough to be numb enough?
Right,
That's interesting.
So
on top of...
I was tired of trying to find that, shield against life.
Yep.
So I thought, well, if I can't find it, hey, I might as well just leave it.
So you're feeling pretty bad about yourself on obviously that day, and without getting into all the details about the very specifics of the event, you told us a little bit about the story. You were with your girlfriend and kind of went off by yourself and made the attempt and thought you were going to be able to complete the attempt, right?
That is correct.
That was your intention.
My intent was to make sure that I died. And I figured doing what I did, I'd die. And I didn't. And every single day, I thank the Lord that He spared my life. He didn't have to do it, but He did it. That's awesome.
Did you have those feelings of thankfulness and gratefulness from the moment you remembered waking up?
Yes, I did.
And tell us about that a little bit. I mean, you've had quite a road, and we're going to talk about some of your medical stuff, but you've had quite a road back.
Yes.
What do you remember when you first kind of became aware that you were still with us all?
Well, I remember being bedridden, not being able to move. I remember having a trach tube that needed suction 3 times a day and being fed via a stomach pump to get all my nutrients because, my mouth is, was pretty much destroyed for the most part. And I was on that for years, having to get that trach tube suctioned and, being fed with a stomach pump.
And you persevered through all that. That right there is a resilience that not many people would have. They would feel otherwise.
Well, I appreciated being alive, and I still do. I think being alive is wonderful. Every day that the Lord gives me, I'm thankful and I'm grateful. Because He didn't take my life when I tried to end it. I'm so happy that to get every day that He gives me is awesome.
Mike, let's go back to some of your recovery. So you spent a long time hospitalized, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Like how long are we talking about?
Maybe a couple years, something like that.
So 2 years hospitalized, and then you had a long road to recovery in long-term nursing care and everything else to try to get yourself back so you could function on your own. Right?
That is correct. When I was released from the grips of surgery, I was still, had the trach tube and being fed via a stomach pump, and found a place to live called Oak Grove Manor here in Mansfield. A wonderful place to live. They're still doing business over there.
Mm-hmm, they are.
And I stayed there for the better part of 3 years, and during those 3 years, I got to the point where I was able to eat hard foods. and I didn't need my trach tube suctions. And right now, I don't have a trach tube, but I still have a hole in my trach that never healed up. But I wanted to go somewhere else and live, you know, and I feel just blessed and fortunate that my father found me a place to live at Dayspring. Dayspring Assisted Living and Care.
That's wonderful.
A wonderful place to be.
And you know, you talk about your father. How supportive was your family during all that time?
Oh my gosh. You know, it's just, I can't say how supportive and important and caring that they are and were during that whole ordeal. You know, they love me. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and they show it every day how much they love me, which is amazing.
You know, you've been through a lot, and I'm sure even though you didn't have mental health care before your attempt, you've had a significant amount of mental health care after your attempt, I'm sure, right, to deal with everything you've gone through.
Absolutely, I certainly have.
So has that helped? Has that been something important in your recovery?
Well, absolutely, it has been.
Yeah.
It has been.
So I tell you, when we come back, we do have to take another break here at WMFD, but when we come back, let's talk a little bit about your new coping skills and if there's any hope that you have and what you can share with our viewers. So we will be right back after this break on WMFD from Sparking the Conversation.
Hi, I'm Joe Trollian, the Executive Director for the Richland County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board. Addiction to drugs and alcohol create a personal struggle as well as impact those around you. You are not alone. We have many professionals and organizations who care. Reach out for help today. Know it before you need it. Visit know it, the letter B, the number 4, the letter U, needit.com.
Brought to you by the Richland County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board, growing and preserving a legacy of hope and success within our community.
Oh, can we stop?
It's McDonald's.
Please, can we stop?
Oh,
come on, it's right there.
Please.
Yes!
Get the shareable $8.99 bundle with the 20-piece chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries.
We are more than a counseling center.
More than just a medication or therapy session.
What do I like the most? It's gotta be the team.
Providing the highest standard of care, that's just what we do.
And equipping patients with coping skills to be successful. That's so important.
It's simple. We are just hopeful. We are hopeful for our patients.
We are hopeful that we can help them find their way to a better balanced and more resilient self.
We are Hope 419.
Visit us today at hope419.com.
Twin Lakes Golf Course is affordable golf for the whole family. Play their beautiful 18-hole course for as low as $24 with a cart. Twin Lakes is designed to challenge golfers of all skill levels. And with their remodeled pavilion and course improvements, it's the perfect place for your next tournament or golf outing. Twin Lakes Golf Course, 2220 Marion Avenue Road in Mansfield. Call now for tee times.
This is Sheila D.
And this is Mike Tyler.
Join us every Saturday night from 6 until midnight for the Saturday Night Flashback.
On Mix 106.1.
Mix 106.1.
Welcome back to Sparking the Conversation here on WMFD. We are here tonight with Mike Noser. We've been talking to Mike about his story, his really incredible story of surviving a suicide attempt, obviously a very dramatic suicide attempt that very nearly cost your life, but you were spared, Mike. And in the immediate aftermath of that, you know, some people would say they're angry they survived. Kind of what was your reaction to that when you became aware that you had lived?
I was thankful that the Lord spared my life.
Yeah.
You know, and every day, including today, I thank the Lord for having spared my life.
Do you have new coping skills? Because, you know, prior to you attempting to take your life, you were using drugs and alcohol and substances. How do you cope with stressful moments now?
Well, you know, obviously everyone gets into stressful moments. But, you know, you try and avoid them, you know. A lot of people don't know how they can't avoid stressful moments. But when I get into something that really bothers me, I take a step back and I take a deep breath and I say to myself, hey, just relax. You know, there's nothing so important that it's going to, you know, cause me any kind of grief that's hurtful to me. You know, so I think about that because, you know, there's nothing out there that really can affect me.
Well, you know, we've heard before the saying that don't take a moment to determine the rest of your life. Don't let one moment, a temporary problem, become a long-term solution to a temporary problem. I guess that's a better way to say it. But, you know, you got through that moment, but, you know, at the time, you didn't get through the moment. You were bound and determined to do it. And, you know, is there a message that you have to folks about trying to get through that moment? Because we firmly believe that if many people, if they can get through that moment, they can, you know, it doesn't have to be the course of their life.
Well, my message to that end is that if you're having bad thoughts and you're confused and you're hurting inside, talk. Find someone, anyone, talk to them. Get it out of your head and somewhere that's not in your head causing you issues.
Yeah.
There's plenty of places that will help. Numbers you can call, people you can talk to your family, talk to your friends. Get it out of your head and away from you. Do not keep it inside of you. So eat it up.
You know, it's like a volcano building, and it erupts in very unhealthy ways. You're talking, I mean, it just, the night we lost Danny, she wouldn't talk to me. And we want to give our viewers the crisis text line. If you're texting and you're not feeling like things are going well in your life, text help or text the word hope to 741-741. There's going to be someone there to answer you, to help you, guide you onto what the next step is, or pick up the phone and call the suicide prevention hotline at 1-800-273-TALK, which is 800-273-8255. And just talk, like Mike said. And, you know, from somebody who has been there, tried to end the pain that he was feeling, to completely doing a flip and being here, giving everyone hope. That's an incredible story, Mike, and you know, such courage to share it.
We appreciate your sharing it so much, Mike. I mean, it's the story that I think so many people need to hear. And the thing that's so remarkable about your story to us, that we commend you so much for, is that you had such a dramatic event. Obviously, the event itself changed your life. And you have taken that negative, terrible event and you've turned it into positive for good, and being able to tell other people about what's going on.
Absolutely. I've got to.
Yeah.
It's my job.
You know, we talked at the end, we talked in the car a little bit about love. And, you know, you radiated. I'm sure people might look at you or think, oh my goodness, what happened? And you just exude love and peace.
The other thing that I think we talked about in the car a little bit was in the aftermath of your attempt. What was it that you sort of realized was maybe even more important than that moment? You know, you talked about your family and how you felt about that.
Just being alive.
Right.
Having life. It's so special. And as Donna mentioned, love trumps everything. Love rules the world. And it's love that comes from God that we all have and need and enjoy, that really is the biggest blessing there is.
Well, and just to have another day. And, you know, Mike, we would love to continue this conversation. We are going to have to end. We're only a 30-minute show. But thank you again so much for coming on and sharing your story. And we will return shortly with our memory moment. So thank you again for joining us, and we'll talk with you soon.
we could say one thing to her, I think what we would let her know is how important she was to us.
And I wish that I hadn't been so reluctant to confront him.
Be a friend, listen to him, and get him help.
I am so glad someone reminded me that I'm worth it and will always be worth it.
I'm glad that I have people now that support what I want to do in my dream of helping other people.
Nowadays, you've got enough things to worry about. Your car shouldn't be one of them. And at Spitzer, stay worry-free with our Spitzer Shield. Get exclusive new vehicle benefits, like a lifetime nationwide powertrain warranty, unlimited time, unlimited miles. Plus, get benefits on our Spitzer certified vehicles, like our nationwide powertrain warranty, peace of mind with bumper-to-bumper coverage, and more. Visit your local Spitzer Auto Store today and get the Spitzer Shield.
The best fair in Ohio, the Wayne County Fair in Worcester, September 11th through the 16th. Saturday, OSTPA Truck Tractor Semi-Pool. Sunday, 8 p.m., Parmalee. Mondays, 8 p.m., Crowder. Tuesday, 8 p.m., Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Wednesday, 7 p.m., Buckeye Rodeo. Thursday, 7 p.m., World's Largest Demolition Derby. Buy tickets at WayneCountyFairOhio.com. Ohio's foremost agriculture fair, the Wayne County Fair, Worcester, Ohio.
Welcome back to Sparking the Conversation. This is the part of the show where we talk to you about a memory moment, a memory of Danielle, or actually today we're talking about, number one, how cute our hats look, but number two, what do they have to do with Danielle?
So 2 years ago, we, in the first year that 33 Forever existed, we had a 33 Forever golf outing. And this year, in September, coming up on World Suicide Prevention Day, we have our third annual 33 Forever golf outing, online silent auction, and dinner charity event at Westbrook Country Club here in Mansfield. That day, the golf starts off at 11:33 in the morning, and we'll go all the way through the dinner hour. We'll have the online silent auction. We'll end that day, and we'll have a great day.
We will. It's so much fun, whether you golf or you don't golf. We've had people come just for the dinner and the cocktail hour, and there's great food, great socialization, and it's all for a great cause to help 33 Forever to bring awareness to suicide, and having it on Suicide Prevention Day, September 10th, was absolutely perfect.
It's perfect. And if you're interested in getting a foursome together or an individual golfing sign up, or you're just wanting to come to, as Donna said, the cocktail hour and the dinner event, please go to our website at 33forever.life. Right at the very top of our webpage, 33forever.life, is the registration link. Just hit there. You can register online and know that we will sell out for sure. We have in the past, and we will sell out. So if you're interested and you want to join us this year, we'd love to have you be part of that event and come to Westbrook Country Club on September the 10th.
Thank you very much, and you guys have a great week.
Good night.